It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
So the first one, and this ties into what Bo was talking about, one of the best decisions I've done investing is discover index investment funds.
Such a good one. What I think is so interesting is you say discovered. This has actually changed over your career, right? I mean, when you first came out in the mid-90s, it was different. You've actually seen a shift, a cataclysmic shift in the entire financial world in terms of how investors approach making investments.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Bogle has kind of, give the guy credit. I mean, he has revolutionized and changed the way we all look at investing because it's true. When I came out in the 90s, look at all the wholesalers and people who are out there pushing products and other things, talking about the intelligence, the knowledge of their managers, how they were outperforming and creating all these opportunities. But you realize, you know, this thing that we invest in called the investment marketplace, it's kind of efficient, especially as information flows so freely now. There is something about index investing where you're betting on the innovation, the growth, and the exponential improvement of what technology is creating for us instead of you having to be the manager that picks everything out. I think it's quite interesting. Let me tell you some life things that I've noticed. Whenever I tell somebody I'm a financial planner, they immediately say, hey, what's a good stock I should be buying?
What's hot right now?
Yeah.
What should I go out there and get?
There's unfortunately a lot of people, and I think it's odd because I come from a public accounting background. So public accounts, you tell somebody you're a CPA, they don't ask you oddball questions like that.
What's a good tax loophole I should know about?
I mean, they might ask that, but it's just different because I think that they look at CPAs as a consultant type, but when you hear somebody's a financial planner, you're like a hot stock picker.
Right,
and that's not what our job is. I mean, even my former, he's moved back to Chicago, but my former next door neighbor, love him to death, but when we first met and he found out what I did, he did the same thing. He started telling me about Fitbit and Under Armour and all these stocks that he was buying for himself. And I was like, look, I don't do that. It might surprise you. I just buy the boring index funds.
Yep.
I mean, I was like, it's going to be so boring to you. And here's the great payoff point that I have is because Mike moved away a few years ago, but he texted me at the end of 2019. He goes, I just did an analysis of my portfolio from 2019, and I thought I had a great year until I compared my performance to the S&P 500. And he goes, dadgummit, that Brian is right again, because he's doing all this trading, he's doing all these movements, and then the S&P 500 just crushing it. And you think about when we have downturns. So I'm just saying, what I learned was be efficient and know what actually works, and then exploit it. Take advantage of it.
I think this is like a common saying in our world, but it's really hard to beat the market. There's nothing wrong with just being in the market. And that's what index investing allows you to do. It allows you to participate in the general upward trend of the overall market. And I just don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, and I think, I talk about it all the time, is that investing in general is walking up an ever-growing mountain with a yo-yo. Yes, there's ups and downs, but guys, this pizza pie is getting bigger. Innovation, technology, spreading across the globe is creating bigger and bigger opportunities. Despite all the negativity of things that we have to deal with, there's actually going to be a lot of great opportunity in the coming decades.
Sure, love it. Okay, so what is my number 3 best investment I've ever made? Now, look, okay, this one's touchy-feely, but it's pretty good. I said buying an engagement ring. I think it's one of the best investments I've ever made because pre-engagement ring Bo screwed up a lot of stuff. I went and bought a fancy car because I wanted a fancy. No, just because that's what you're supposed to do. And I went and bought a house because I needed a house. No, I just thought it was what I was supposed to do. Once I started learning that, maybe there should be a why behind the decisions I'm making. Maybe there should be some purpose behind what I'm doing, not just trying to race as fast as I can and check the next box, and the next box, and the next box, and the next box. It really adds to the sweetness of life. Once, I kind of got my head around, hey, maybe I want to marry this girl that I've been dating for a number of years, and maybe we want to start a family, maybe we want to do this stuff together. It really changed my perspective on why am I doing the things that I'm doing. It became less about, this is what the rest of the world is saying, and more about, okay, this is what I like. This is what's fulfilling to me. This is something that actually is an avenue or a thing that I want to move towards.
So it just hit me. And I was like, why didn't I bring this up in the content meeting this morning? I get why you put this one on here.
Why is that?
your tightwad self, this is your anniversary gift to your wife. You're going, because your anniversry is like in a week.
It's in a week.
So you're going to probably fire up the big screen at the house, show her this clip, and be like,
look how
ta-da!
sweet I am,
Happy
baby.
anniversary, honey. You're the third best decision I've ever made in life.
Oh my gosh! Maybe can we cut and redo this? I need this to be my number one. I need this to be my number one.
But no, in all reality, I know what you mean. Is that you know that this is bigger than you,
That's
and this
right.
is the type of thing. So I don't want to steal your, but it is. It just hit me. I was like, his anniversary's coming up, and I was like, son of a. He is doing this as an anniversary gift to his wife.
Ruby, I just do need in post. I need you to make sure that this one shows up as my number one, though, and that'd be great.
So what did you learn? What did you learn?
Here's what I learned. Happiness comes from a purposeful life. I think the earlier you can find your purpose, the earlier you can discover your why, the more fulfilling, the more full, the more happy your life will be.
I kind of wish we'd have done mine. I guess we're going to number 2, so it's okay. So that's number 3. The third best decision Bo ever made was getting
I
married.
didn't think about putting. That was sort of bad that I put it number 3.
Well, what does it say about me? I don't have my kids or my wife in any of my top 3. So I guess I do on the last. We'll get to it.